All right, welcome to Diamonds and Duds. I am Ivan.
And I am Charles. Welcome. This is officially episode 20.
I can't believe we're on episode 20, Charles.
I know. What do we have today?
We have Alien Romulus. It came out in 2024.
Nice. This truly terrifying sci-fi horror thriller takes a legendary Alien franchise back to its iconic roots. While scavenging the deep end of a derelict space station, a group of young colonizers come face to face with the deadliest life form in the universe.
Yep. And this is something from critics wise, and it's a little different than our last one.
Yeah.
Critics had 80%, fans had 85%.
Yeah, so they're pretty in lockstep on this one.
Yeah, they were pretty in lockstep on this one. This was done by, and pardon me if I mispronounce his first name, Fede Alvarez. This is a big-time new age kind of horror director. He did Don't Breathe. He did the new Evil Dead. And so he did the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay. And so he's done a lot of the newer stuff.
Yeah, and so just a little primer on the Alien franchise. If you're not familiar, there was the first four entries in the Alien films Alien films proper. Overall, I'm a really big. The first two are fantastic. Alien 3 I despise with every fiber of my being, and there's a lot of reasons behind that. I will just say it's not the director's fault. It's not the performer's fault. Just a lot of other stuff. Alien 4 I don't think is a good movie, but I find it very entertaining to watch.
Same.
So like on the scale that we use, like, you know, it's been a while since I watched it, not a terribly long time, but it would be like a dud 4 to me. Like Alien 4 is not a great movie, but it knows the assignment and it's just fun.
Yeah.
Then they did the Alien versus Predators. We'll just leave that. You know, they suck. And then there's like the Alien Prometheus and then Alien Covenant. I saw Prometheus, not a fan. I didn't think it was the worst thing in the world. I was neutral, and I never saw Alien Covenant.
I think I saw Alien Covenant. I don't remember it.
Alien Covenant was the one with Danny McBride. I think Danny McBride had a huge role. Had a huge role in it, I believe. As kind of like, you know, one of the group members. I think that last. I mean, he doesn't. I don't think he lives, but I think like, you know, he went deep in the movie. I mean, a movie like this, you know, horror movie like this, you know, you're looking for which characters are going to be the ones that go deep, so to speak.
I think I saw this,
right. And so I think Covenant got good reviews. I'm not sure.
I think you're right, and maybe that's one of something for a future thing for us or something.
Yeah.
Maybe we do Prometheus and, you know, it together or something like that. Because I think Ridley Scott did both of them.
Yeah, but I really like the original Alien movies. This one chronologically falls in between 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Okay, because if you haven't seen the original Alien before seeing this, like, you know, you need to see the original fucking Alien movie. Basically, you know, it ends with, like, you know, Sigourney Weaver, you know, jettisoning the alien into space, and she goes into cryo sleep, and has ended up in cryo sleep, I don't know, 50, 70 years or something like that. And that's kind of how Alien 1 ends.
Yeah.
And then the movie starts off with a retrieval. Like basically this ship, we don't see any people or anything. They just retrieve this item, like this block.
Yeah, and they don't give a lot of information about what's going on, kind of thing. They just sort of are like, hey, this is happening.
Yeah, and we will find out later in the movie, this is the alien from Alien 1 that they retrieved. The alien it is the alien that Sigourney Weaver jettisoned into space. Because I think I'm pretty sure.
I'm not sure it's the same one because this one's in an asteroid.
Because I thought they mentioned later on in the movie that it had been jettisoned.
Alien 1 is why. Yeah. 1,000% why they were there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So And then we get, we pretty much we're down on a planet, we're a mining planet, which in the Alien universe we haven't really seen a whole lot of, basically life like on like planets. We got the impression that a lot of places it sucks, but we really haven't seen a ton of it, which I really liked. I really liked this entire sequence on the planet where we got to know some of the characters.
Yes, and we got to kind of see what was going on with them too, because part of what this was that the main character Rain.
Yeah.
Basically, it sounds like, not to sound bad, but all these people on this planet are slaves.
Yes,
is they're slaves, and she supposedly had hit her time.
Yep.
And they simply extended her time because they didn't want.
Yeah, and this planet, if you're familiar with the Alien franchise, yes, it is. It's run by the company. The company has a thorough line of involvement across every single Alien movie, except the Predator crap. But I mean, it's like it's in the Prometheus ones. It's in the proper Alien 4. It's the company is what is commonly known. I think the official name is Wayland.
Wayland, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they own this place.
Yep, they own this place. It's almost like an indentured service kind of thing. She hit her time, which means I think they're supposed to give her like a passage to the planet where everybody lives.
Yeah.
But they simply extended her time by 6 years or
basically her quota, and that was now they changed the quota. It's now double. Yeah. We also introduced to Rain. She treats him like her brother. And we find out really early that he is a synthetic.
Yep.
Yeah. Which are also another big part of the Alien movies. He seems to be an older model synthetic that has undergone like some general damage.
Yeah.
A long time ago. That her dad is so synthetics are programmed by the company, but her dad, which is long past, reprogrammed him with the single primary directive of keeping do what's best for Rain.
Yep. And so basically that's like her brother. And then basically what this movie is about is a group of 20-somethings who one of them finds out about that ship that Charles talked about in the beginning. They find out there's some ship up there that's just sort of like doesn't have anybody on it and has some what they want is some stasis pods, so that they can simply get to and use that to get to the new planet.
Yeah, because you need these cryopods to be able to go into deep space, and they know that there's a ship up there that's not moving; it's stationary.
Yeah.
In orbit. And so a couple of those people that we're kind of captain guy, we get the little dip of toes in the water that there could have been something between him and Rain. It's never
yeah, basically here's who basically there's 6 of them.
Yeah.
There's Rain, who think of her as your main character. There's Andy, her brother, which we talked about. There's Tyler, who's kind of the captain-y guy.
Yeah.
That is Rain's ex. But they ended on a good relationship.
Yeah.
There's Kay, who's Tyler's sister, who we later find out is pregnant.
Yeah.
There's Bjorn, who's Tyler's friend, and Navarro, who's Bjorn's half-sister.
Yeah. And So Bjorn's the other guy, right? You said
no. Bjorn's the other guy.
Yeah, the other guy. He pointed out throughout the movie. He distinctively hates Rain synthetic man. He sees him mercilessly. He does not like him. We'll get into it later. They do a good job, I think, of explaining why.
Yeah,
and so it becomes more multidimensional. I thought
it's a valid. And let's just say this isn't a movie where they don't. It's a valid reason.
Yeah,
because also for the people, let's just say also for the people who have seen Alien 1, and people who have seen the later Alien movies, these are absolutely the earlier Alien synthetics that are, let's just say, that are a bit twitchy.
Yes. And so, as we get to, one thing I want to make mention, we saw a little bit in the very beginning opening, but more so once they get on the ship here, and that because that group they have a ship, they basically what they need is they need the synthetic. They need the synthetic. Yeah. He's going to help basically open doors and whatnot. Rain's hesitant, but synthetic's all for it because it's again his directive, what's best for Rain. I love, and again they did to model kind of what the original first two Aliens kind of had their ships look like. I love the retro feel, like the consoles and stuff like that. Yeah. I really love that. I love it when these kind of sci-fi movies go that direction.
Yeah, because they went that direction because obviously the first Alien movies made in the 70s or whatever the fuck 70s. It was. And so they didn't okay, this one's now made in 2024, so it's going to be more futuristic. They're like, no, it needs to be like the original Alien was.
Yeah. And so they go up. I thought the rings were on the planet. Very good effects so far. And I will say, the budget of this movie, it was $80 million, but which is not a crazy. It's not a low amount, but it's not a crazy amount for this day and age.
Yeah.
But I will say, they spent their money well from a visual standpoint. The visual effects I thought in this movie are absolute top notch all the way through.
And we'll get to one of those in a little bit.
And so they see right away, this is not a ship; it's a space station,
which surprises the shit out of them.
Yes. And so they dock. They realize really quickly that the space station is decaying, and it's going to hit the rings and go bye-bye in 36 hours. So they have 36 hours to salvage. They need 5. Synthetic doesn't need a cryopod, so they need 5 cryopods.
Yeah, because the thing they didn't mention to Andy, who's the synthetic, is that he's not coming.
No.
He doesn't get to come to the new place.
Yeah, because they're not because at the planet synthetics are not allowed. They're illegal, or at least his version of synthetics are illegal. Regardless, he's illegal, and Rain knows this. She hasn't had the heart to tell Andy yet. And so they go. A couple of them, Andy and the 2 guys, they go searching for the cryopods.
Yep, they go searching for the cryopod. Like Charles said, Andy goes because they need him to open up a lot of the doors. And they find some of the pods, but they also don't have enough fuel.
No, it's going to take 9 years to get to the planet that they want to. The cryopods have enough fuel for 4 years. So they're going to have to search deeper into the space station. They managed to get the power on, basically.
Yep.
Because before that, they were going. It was they were float. It was no gravity, but with periodic bouts of all of a sudden there would be gravity, and so they would basically slam to the ground.
That was a really cool effect. I like that.
Yeah, and it was kind of in this time. Because we get back to, they bring us back to the ship while they're still out there. Here's where we get Bjorn, the jackass. Not really a jackass. Basically, we get backstory on his beef. Basically, his parents were in the mines, and there was an accident in the mines. The synthetic made the decision to basically sacrifice the 3 people, which included his parents, in order to save the rest, save 12. So he, as a result, he hates synthetics because he blames them for what happened to his parents. So I thought, just again, that exchange, the whole thing's maybe a minute, but it added so much more depth to that character, and made me care about that character a lot more.
Well, and also, so many movies just don't add that little piece of dialogue, and it adds so much to his character, which adds so much for why he's teasing Andy and why he's and and maybe some of the 15% of the audience that didn't like it, they were like, because I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to take us a while to get to an alien. An alien in this movie. There's some people probably want, I want an alien in the first 20, 30 minutes. Okay? Well, I personally think it's, in a movie like this, it's so much more
meaningful when that alien appears, especially because they're going more for the horror route than than the action. If we care about these characters and we build it up,
you build towards when it starts happening, because then it ends up being fast and furious when it starts happening.
Yeah, we find out Andy's. One of the characters is pregnant, obviously. And so far, Andy's storyline is pregnant. And Andy's storyline is not pregnant. Andy's storyline is interesting. I like, because he's, he kind of malfunctions, but also he's taking all this crap and he's not. And at this point, what I'm wondering, some of the things I'm wondering, just as someone who's seen other Alien movies, is one, does he have another directive that now that he's on a ship is going to take hold, if he naturally has this. So I was thinking he might naturally have a directive that just naturally takes over, or something like that, or does he have ulterior motives? Just because not all the sins in the Alien movies are bad, but the one in the first Alien it's pretty damn memorable, played by Ian Holm. But like I said, it's slow. I love the slow build as they're getting to, and we find. Oh, interesting. So we find they get to a chamber where it's like a frozen area, the doors blocked or whatever, and this is where they find the fuel. And there's a bunch of things in cryo.
There's a bunch of things in cryo pods already.
Yeah, and so. They get in. Some of them get in, and the door closes. As soon as they get in, the door closes and locks shut. It's the two guys and Andy are all in there, and it has their fuel. So yay, job solved, right? But also the cryopod, the things that are in cryostasis, are all thawing out.
Yep. And for those of you who haven't seen, who have seen previous Alien movies, these things that are thawing out are the little face huggers.
Yes. And I will say right now, this movie utilizes the face huggers better than any other Alien movie that existed. They use the face hug. They really bring the face huggers to, because in most of the Alien movies, the existence of the face hug is a couple tweaks, a scary moment, but mainly, it's how basically aliens happen because of basically a host gets impregnated in the body, and that's what the face huggers are for. They put a big old thing down, big old thing down the throat, and it impregnates, and then eventually drops off, and then you have an alien grow and explode out of your chest. So in most Alien movies, they just exist just to get.
And once the first one pops out of a chest, you just don't see face huggers anymore.
Yeah.
Typically in previous.
Exactly. Yeah, for the most part, that's their kind of only thing. And so we get our first really good action scene as there's a couple face huggers that are in the ground, where they're face huggers in the ground where they're trying and there's kind of partially deep water from the melted thing. You kind of see, okay, because obviously face hugger's not going to go after Andy, but I was like, all right, which one of these guys is going to get the face? I'll tell you right now, my prediction was the captain, the leader, because my prediction was that they were going to have Jackass be the last surviving male. That was my prediction at the time.
Yeah.
Was again, he wasn't Jackass. It's just because he started as a Jackass, Bjorn. That was my prediction at the time. Meanwhile, they communicated this. Some of the females are not, including Rain and the non-pregnant. The non-pregnant one.
Yep, Navarro.
Yeah, Navarro. They come and help, and they get out without anybody being face hugged. But then a couple face huggers get out and attach, and one of them attaches to Navarro.
One crucial point is that they're able to get them out by the three guys before they get into that room. There was a bigger room.
Oh yeah.
There was a bigger room where there was a kind of a destroyed synthetic. And they didn't know why in the hell there was a big hole. It was alien blood, is what it was.
Yeah.
They took the synthetics chip and they gave it to I forget who it was, probably the captain.
Yeah.
And then they put that chip in Andy to give him additional security stuff to open the door.
Yeah, and that was one of the big points of tension in that scene as the facehuggers are around, because Andy reboots. There's a certain point where he's basically frozen, rebooting with his new with the new security and stuff and whatnot, and that's the time like they're going against there's like an electric cattle prod that kind of stuns them but does not kill them, and that's pretty much the only weapon they have. And then they're able to get out of that. And Navarro gets a face hugger on her, and they immediately go back to that room that they were.
They immediately go back to the main room, to try and figure a way to get it off.
Yeah, because Andy says there might be somebody that knows, and basically they reactivate connected to terminals. The synth. And the synth they move up. The synth is none other. Well, it's not the same synth per se, because because that's the synth in Ian Holm and Alien 1 got destroyed, but it's another model. It's Ian Holm's character, and it's the one thing I have very complicated feelings for in terms of it. Ian Holm's been dead for a long time.
Yeah.
So this is completely AI performance. I don't know how. I think his inclusion is a great part of the story, and I think it ends up being important. I just don't know in terms of, and not really connected to the movie itself, but by having a completely AI generated real person who's dead. Whether that has any long-term implications or anything like that, but who knows? But I will say, putting that aside, it was very interesting to see Ian Holm.
Yeah,
and because he was the bad guy synth.
And initially, you don't know he's a bad guy, and they didn't know he was.
No, I mean, like in the first one, his character in the original Alien was a bad guy. Famously, he killed a bunch of the people that the alien. And so already Andy's acting differently. Before he had kind of a stutter, and he was displaying just all the characteristics that he had displayed are gone. Like he had some physical issues, they're gone. He is acting more confident. There's no speech process. His
personality is completely changed.
Yes, his personality is completely changed, and that's like, and so that was. And so basically, Ian Holmes very much like, basically they're going to find, how do we get this offer? And Ian Holmes like, you got to kill her. It's like too late. And so they end up coming up with what was the idea that they used to get the hugger off?
It off.
Yeah, they froze the hugger off. They got some of the basically. They also have like a little basically. Think of like a canister with a nozzle that you would like spray weeds. It's something like that, but like with cryo. And so so they do that, and the face and the hugger comes off, and it was either. I think it was Ian Holmes' character honestly mentions, says, well, remains to be seen if he did it in time.
Yeah.
Because we do not know at this point whether or not she's been impregnated with an alien. As someone who's, seen movies, I very much and knew that unless we're getting more people that were alive on the station, we have a certain number of characters, and you don't want. And I fully expected that she had an alien inside her.
Yeah,
that was growing. I'm like, they got the hugger up. I'm like, yeah, I wrote down, it's too late. And at this point, Bald Lady, Jerk, and Prego, they want to peace out.
Yeah.
Because Andy, what is it that Andy does?
Because Bjorn is worried they're going to kill Navarro.
Yeah.
Who is the one impregnated. So I forget what he does to the others. But he does something like punches the others or something, grabs Navarro and pieces out back to the ship and just fucking leaves.
Yeah.
With Kay, who just happens to already still be there.
Yeah, exactly. And so so he's kind of piloting the ship as it's getting ready to undock, and Prego Lady's with Navarro, and Navarro starts. She starts getting that chest pains on. We had been kind of introduced to a handheld X-ray thing earlier.
Yeah,
just playing like one of the she was playing around, but not like the callback. Navarro uses it and sees the alien, inside the movie. Which I thought that was a really really cool. That was a really cool moment. And so like pretty soon like the alien, boom, bursts out of the chest. Navarro is dead.
Navarro's first one gone. Then the ship crashes back into the station.
Yeah.
Basically, ship crashes back into a part of the station. And at that part, something comes over saying they no longer have 36 hours left until they...
45.
They have 47 minutes.
Yeah, and what caused Bjorn to react like that was Andy was the one who Andy was the one had said that if it's not too late. Andy was definitely like, she should not. We can't allow her to come back on board, and that also that just triggers Bjorn's
Bjorn's thing with his parents who. Yeah, the synthetic head he felt was responsible.
Yeah, and so it crashes, and now for a little bit we're gonna get basically there's two groups.
For a little bit there's two groups. There's the main group of Tyler, Andy, and Rain trying to get back to the ship.
Yeah.
And then the people from the ship trying to get back to it. Bjorn and Kay trying to get back to it.
Yeah, you get a scene with Andy and Ian Holmes.
Yeah, that was so good.
And basically, Andy, he acknowledged what my primary directive is to do what's best for Rain. But remember, he's had an upgraded chip from the company, and Ian Holmes gives him a new directive.
Yep.
And so. And there's also a couple mentions of Mother. Mother's the computer system that the company uses. And I recall, basically, in the original Aliens, we had found out because like throughout most of the movie, you're led to believe that they had no idea what they were. That the group of people they were just sent there. They didn't expect to find this or that. You find out throughout later in the movie that Ian Holmes knew it was there. The whole plan, the company's plan, because the company wants these aliens. That Ian Holmes' directive was to make sure that some of them got impregnated with aliens and got put back in cryo. And so, if you had seen the original Alien, you could think, okay, it's probably the directive's probably along those lines.
Yep, and that's what the new directive for Andy is. Is basically he explains and not to he doesn't go into too much depth, but mentions that hey, what this space station was is that we had another ship that found some of these things before, and the goal was to try and get us copies, but basically he loses to some jackass, killed them all, and was alive afterwards. The purpose of this space station was to find some and get it. So now your new directive is to make sure we get some of these back.
Yeah, and so while Captain Andy and Rain they're going to head back. They know where the other ship is. They're headed across the other side of the space station. We're back to Bjorn and Prego Lady. Basically. We get to like a cocoon. It's not an alien. Sometimes you see alien cocoons where it's like the person's captured. They're going to be hugged or whatnot. But this is a cocoon that it's very clear that the new baby alien has gone into to then mature into growth. And so Bjorn has his shock stick. Cool moment. He shocks it until it's short circuited. But yeah, that's not going to kill an alien. That's just going to piss it off.
Yeah.
And so my prediction, therefore, becomes incorrect, as he's the first casualty of fully grown alien.
Yep, he gets stabbed in the chest.
Yep. And so I'm like, yeah, you won't kill an alien that easily. And so basically, like Prego Lady, she's kind of running from the alien.
Yeah.
Right now. And then it comes to, as we transition back to the other three in what is probably my favorite sequence of the movie, when they need the room that they need to get across is filled with huggers, and they're going to have to go through that room. They don't have any kind of weapons. They have nothing.
Nope.
That's always one of the nice things about some of the Alien movies. Alien 2, they had plenty of weapons, but again, that's more of an action movie, and it's done well on its own. But it's fun, like, when you go a little more horror, you can't give them too much.
Yeah.
At least not in the beginning. And so they realized that Andy was talking about how they, essentially, kind of like T-Rexes, like, the Jurassic Park. It's about body temperature, sensing body temperature, and sound in terms of so they are able to raise the temperature. They raise the temperature of the room to 98.6, and they start going silently across. And it's a really cool scene.
It's a really cool moment
because there's huggers everywhere, and it's at that when they're in the middle of it that Prego lady has the alien coming down upon her, and she's stuck at a door that she doesn't know how to get past. And so she's got to call Andy. No, not Andy. She's got to call the captain. The captain to talk her through getting. And so it's a cool moment because as you start to see the huggers just slowly but surely start to.
They're slowly starting to realize something's going on in that room.
Yeah.
But also you feel for the captain guy because that's his sister.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not that he wouldn't be, but and so it's a really cool moment.
Yeah. And so the Prego lady, she gets through, and they the huggers end up chasing. There's a really good chase scene.
Yeah.
Chase scene there, and I do enjoy it. Basically, but what it is now Prego lady's on the other side of the door, but so is the alien. And so that door will only open with Andy's print.
And bluntly, Andy's. I think this wasn't the thing that caused him not to open it was not Ian Holmes' directive. I think it was his original directive that caused him not to open it because it's not best for Rain if he opens that.
See, I think it was his. I think he either one would have done it, but I think the other directive is because if that alien gets through, it's going to kill them all, and they're not going to, and it's not going to be able to solve.
Yeah,
I will say that if it was, I still don't think Andy would have opened it if that was his primary directive, and so it's seemingly Prego lady. We think that she's probably gone.
Yeah.
And because she gets.
Is that where she gets thrown off the bridge?
She gets stabbed, I think, and taken away. Like basically, the alien tail goes to the shoulder, and the alien just takes her away.
Yeah.
And then so Andy. So then, this is when I believe Rain asks Andy,
"What is your?" I forgot about that.
Yeah, she's like,
"You're right. What is your primary?"
Is it? She's like, "Is your primary directive to do what's best for Rain?" And he's like, "That is no longer my primary directive."
Yeah.
And the way that actor delivered, I love the delivery of that line, where it's just ominous, especially if you've seen the original Alien, and you're like, "Oh, not good." And so now, like, all right, well, let's. What is your objective? Let's fulfill it. Let's do it. And so they get taken down to this lab.
Yep.
Where we see what the company was doing on the space station.
They were making a bioweapon using the alien blood to infect humans. Basically.
Yeah, and I think the idea, like, they wanted to perfect it on the workers, so that they could have workers that would not die in the mines and stuff like that, and so that basically they could have their slave labor forever without having to replace it. Was kind of their idea, and so they had these vials of these serum, and he's like, okay, so it is these need to and so Ian Holm is on the screen on some of that stuff. All right, so this needs to be taken. If it gets put onto your ship, you press a button or two, it's going to automatically, the ship will then Mother will autopilot through Mother, and it'll go back to the colony, and then you can go where you want in cryobeds, basically is what Ian Holmes is saying. Right there I'm thinking, yeah, this serum is going to be used. I wasn't sure how it was going to be used, who was going to use it, but I did believe that it was going to be used. But now we get the aliens coming up on them, and so they finally get weapons. They get guns.
Yep. The captain and Rain get guns. They only have one clip apiece, though.
Yeah, but they can't use them right now.
Nope.
Because they're on the bot. Because as we know, and as they know, the alien. Because Andy's like, yeah, you can't use them. Like, wait, what? The alien's blood is acid. We're on the bottom level of the space station. It will, decompress the station and kill us all. It's like, why do you do it? Like, the hope is that it'll scare them. And so there's that. We come across Kate, who has not been impaled, who has not been implanted yet. And so they are able to rescue Prego Kate.
Yep.
And you figure, okay, pregnant lady, nothing's probably going to happen to her. She's gonna. But like she's not doing well, so she gets given the serum.
She gets given the serum. She doesn't take it right away. She doesn't take it till she.
No, so exactly. So she was given. She's given a vial. They hand the serum to her, and then here's where we get. Here's where, like, if you're thinking, well, what I was thinking throughout the course of this was, well, weren't there people on the space station once?
Yep.
And so, like, there was a part of me was thinking, like, I don't think that, because, like, Alien 1 had one alien. Alien 3 had one alien. Alien 2 and 4 had tons of aliens. I wasn't thinking that this was necessarily going to be an Alien 1 or 3 type of scenario, because there were people at one point on the space station. And, yeah, there's a lot of aliens. So this is where, so they start coming after him. They get the captain finally gets taken.
Yep, captain finally gets got.
Yeah, gets got, and they use his. They take his weapon. So she just has the one. Rain sends off Prego Lady, I believe, in this to in an elevator to get back to
the ship that crashed when Bjorn crashed it into the thing. It's still okay.
Yeah, it's soft landed in there, and that's where she uses a serum.
Yep.
On herself, and Andy at this point he got injured, and so she injected herself. This will not go. Well, because she's sent off because Rain wants to go back after Andy.
Okay, and around this time also is where Rain takes the Wayland ship out.
Yeah, that was when she found Andy. Yeah.
She takes the Wayland ship out of Andy and basically puts him back to where he was.
Yep. Yeah, because like Andy had kind of like they needed to go when the aliens were coming. He kind of sacrificed himself. He got hurt. So he got hurt somewhat. So she comes back for Andy, and she gets him to let her take out the ship.
Which bluntly it gets rid of Ian Holmes's. What do you call it? Directive.
Yeah, exactly. And so, it kind of resets them. They start going up, and Andy and Rain start going up climbing up
the elevator.
Yeah, and there's a really cool. So she lays waste to a whole bunch of aliens climbing up. She uses most of her clip, not all of it. And then, but basically, Andy's in a kind of safe spot at the top, but Rain is not, and there's the elevators kind of coming down. And at a certain point, Andy, I think to help her, basically turns off gravity.
Yep.
The thing shoots, the elevator shoots down, a bunch of aliens get killed and knocked out of the way, but they need to go down now. And one of my favorite scenes in the movie is now they need to go through in 0G with all the acid.
With all the acid, boy, yeah.
Yeah, which was...
But it's also a timing thing also. They don't have a ton of time because, yes, the gravity's off, but the way they established it at the beginning when they first got on here is that gravity has to, quote-unquote, expel periodically.
Yeah, and that's when the elevator shot down. Exactly. And so that was a really cool. Fun scene, and at this point, we're minutes before the space station hits the rings, and it's going to get obliterated. They get back to their ship. They're able to jet off.
You forgot about one
What's
crucial
that?
part in the elevator.
Yeah.
Andy shooting the gun.
Oh yeah. Andy, yes. At one point, because Rain's in trouble. The alien comes up closer, so Andy grabs the gun and Andy starts shooting it.
And he has a line.
What was the line? Oh yeah. What's the line?
He has a line, which I appreciated them doing it, but also I appreciated how they had the actor who plays Andy deliver it.
Yes.
Get away from her, you bitch.
Yeah.
Which is from the second Alien movie. But he purposely delivers it poorly.
Yes.
Which I find hilarious.
Yes, especially because...
Get away from her, you bitch. Or something.
Yeah, there's a pause, I think, before you. So get away from her, you bitch. Or,
it was something like that. And it was really
It was
fun.
perfect because Andy's been reset at this point, so he has his malfunctions are back, and his awkwardness is back in place. Which is very well done. So we're back on the ship. They've exited. We're starting to see. Basically, they tell Mother to go fuck themselves, and so Ian Holmes like no. And it crashes. Ian Holmes dies, and so they're on the ship. It's gonna be. They're getting ready to go into cryo. It's going to be all's well that ends well, right? Wow, you
haven't seen many alien movies.
must be a long credit sequence, Must be like 20-minute credits, But no, remember, Kay injected herself with that serum, and she's pregnant. So that baby has turned into an alien human baby.
Weird fucking alien baby.
Alien human baby hybrid that explodes from her. So yeah, and it immediately grows to be like 8-9 feet tall. It's like part human, part alien. Got a big long tail. He starts feeding on Kay, dead Prego lady. He cuts Andy in half.
Andy's fun.
No. Synthetics will live. He was in half, but he got
sliced.
He got sliced really bad because you can survive that. Remember, Ian Holm was in half. That doesn't. They can be repaired as long as you have the bottom half. It's just what's his face from Alien 2 did not have his bottom half anymore. It flew into space, and so it's a showdown between Rain and the final alien. And so. I thought that whole final. What did you think of that final sequence?
I thought the final sequence was really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. So Rain's periodically, she's trying to, lure into the cargo thing, trying to expel the cargo. She's got a spacesuit on. She's got to try to basically kind of vent it, into space. It's a really well done. In the end, obviously, she succeeds, and. It kind of ends with her grabbing Andy and hey, we're gonna get you fixed up, and she's going to the plane, but yeah, you're going with me. He's damaged, but he's not. I think he got sliced, but I don't think he didn't get bisected. He got he's really damaged, but he's not bisected at the moment. But yeah, we're gonna get you fixed up once we get there. He's like, what? Wait, what? He's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, I don't care. And then she goes into cryo, and that is where we end Alien Romulus. And so, great film. Potentially all kinds of avenues if they do another one, which they are.
They're currently filming the sequel now.
Yeah, and so I thought I loved it. I thought it was really at the quality level of the first two Aliens.
Yeah, absolutely. I liked that it had. And bluntly, when I watched it, I didn't realize Ian Holm had passed away.
Yeah.
And so, but I like the fact that it ties into those first two expertly.
Yeah.
And I know you haven't seen Prometheus.
I've seen Prometheus. It's not a bad movie. It's a movie you go to sleep to.
It has a number of references to Prometheus during the course of it, and I appreciated the fact that it had. I absolutely loved this movie.
Yeah, I thought it was great. And so our rating scale is so we have diamonds, we have duds, and it goes basically if a diamond is a legitimately good movie, Scale 1 to 5. Dud is a bad movie, but the higher you are on the Dud scale, the more rewatchability that has. So bad it's good kind of thing. So what's your...
For sure, this is a diamond for me, and I would say for me it's probably a diamond 4.
Yeah, I actually have Diamond 4 as well. I thought the only thing that kept it from going just a bit higher was just I liked the in-home stuff was good, but just because of the fact he's been dead like 10 years.
Yeah.
Felt a little bit... I understand why it's in it, and I'm not going to criticize very much, and it was useful. It was not gratuitous.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was handled as good as it could be handled. And if you're bringing in a character like that, there's not really, like, you can't have a Sigourney Weaver cameo in any kind of way because she's frozen. Yeah. You know? I mean, the worst thing is, the closest you could have come is if you could have had her, like, because she had recorded, like, some kind of warning or something like that in the other one. If you had that playing or something like that. Yeah. But that wouldn't have done anything. That wouldn't have done anything. This was... I think it was as well. That was as well done as it could have been, and so I thought it's a great movie. If you like the Aliens films, it's definitely on par with the first couple. Well done by the director.
Yeah.
So next time we are going to be switching gears, and we are going to be looking at the new. It's a 2025 movie, Fountain of Youth. It is available on Apple, and where streaming on Apple, but Fountain of Youth.
Cool. Thank you, and like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for listening, and we will see you in the next one.
Have a good one.